The play opens in the living room of a house in a seaside town in England. A 60-year-old woman named Mag serves cornflakes to her husband, Pete. Pete is also 60 years old, and he is reading a newspaper, and the two of them are talking. They have a guest named Stanley who has been staying with them for quite some time now. So Mag asks her husband if Stanley had woken up. She also tells her husband how she enjoys watching Stanley play the piano. So Stanley is a person who plays the piano. So she tells her husband how she admires watching him play the piano. She surprises her husband with two pieces of fried bread, which he enjoys. Petey informs Mac that two men are coming to stay at the boarding house. Okay, so apart from Stanley, they will be having two more guests at their boarding house. Hearing this, Mac tells her husband that she has a lovely room ready for them. After a while, since Stanley did not come downstairs for breakfast, she calls for him. He came down and he looked very shabby, unshaven, and had glasses on. Stanley complains about the cornflakes Mac serves him and told her he did not have a good sleep that night. Stanley is a person who did not have any respect for Mac. He often complains about little things like the food she serves him. After Petey left for work, Stanley continues to show his disrespect to Mac and even called her a bad wife. Mac tells Stanley to mind his own business. Hearing this, Stanley irritates her even more by using the word succulent, and Mac tells him that he should never use such words with a married woman. She also informs Stanley that two men will be staying with him at the boarding house. Hearing this, Stanley was very curious. He wanted to know more about the two men that will be coming that day. Stanley tells Mac that he has been offered a job to play the piano in a nightclub in Berlin. He talks about how professional he is at playing the piano and claims that he has played all over the world. But then he clarifies that he once gave a concert. As they were talking, he stands up slowly and turns to face Mac and told her about a van with a wheelbarrow coming to take someone away. All of a sudden, he told her these words. Suddenly, they hear a knock at the door. It was Lulu, Mac's friend. She was in her early 20s. She looked at Stanley and tells him to take care of his appearance because he looked very shabby. Stanley then invites Lulu to go away with him, which she dismisses, and Stanley leaves too. Few minutes later, two men named McCann and Goldberg arrives with the baggage. At first, McCann was not sure if they were in the right house, but Goldberg tells him to relax. These two men had come to the boarding house for a secret mission. Okay, but they never revealed what it really was. They were very strange people who had come for a secret mission to this particular place. Mac welcomes the guests and tells them about their permanent guest Stanley, who had been staying with them for quite some time. And hearing this name Stanley, both McCann and Goldberg were very curious, so they listened attentively. Mac invited both of them to join them for Stanley's birthday party that night. Goldberg is very excited, so he said that they will accept the invitation. The two guests leaves and Stanley enters. He inquired about the names of the two guests as he is worried about something. Okay, there is something that is bothering Stanley about the two guests. They have this connection which we don't know yet. Okay, so Mac tries to cheer him up by giving him his birthday present. Stanley immediately opens the present and guess what it was? It was a little boy's drum. Can you imagine a grown up man getting this kind of gift? He immediately puts the rope around his neck and begins to play the drum. He marched up and down the room with the rhythm of the beat of the drum. This is how Act 1 comes to an end.